Hi, I'm Vonda Downs with Movement Mortgage, and this is Lorri Delaney with Coldwell Banker.
Hi.
And it's great to have you here with me today.
Oh, it's great to be here.
Yeah.
Thanks for inviting me.
Well, one of the things Lorri and I have been talking about is just really how there have been some changes happen recently, or maybe a shift in the market, and it has opened up an opportunity for buyers.
It has.
And so we just want to give you, some information that we have. First of all, what was the environment like for buyers the last couple of years?
Oh, it's been pretty tumultuous, very chaotic, very competitive. Buyers have had to pay, depending on the neighborhood and the price range, anywhere from $5,000 to $100,000 over asking sometimes, and waiving inspections, waiving appraisals, basically doing cartwheels and giving the seller anything and everything that they want, and being at their mercy. So it's just been really kind of an unsustainable kind of set of circumstances, and it's been stressful for the seller, from the seller's standpoint as well.
Mm-hmm. And so, from what we're seeing now, how has that changed or shifted for buyers? Do you feel like there's still that same environment?
It's definitely a different climate now. While it's still a seller's market, it's a softened seller's market. And this year, every year, as we know, it kind of slows down as August rolls around and kids, people are focused on getting the kids back to school. And then September 1, the market picks back up somewhat, but it's more of a, not quite a balanced market, but almost, because the sellers are real motivated. There's very serious buyers out there. Of the buyers, there are fewer of them, but they're very motivated, and but they're not having the competition, and they're not having to. They're actually in a prime opportunity, or rare opportunity, where they can get homes for either at asking or below asking, and we're even seeing contingent offers accepted, as well as like FHAs, and we haven't really seen that in a couple, 2-3 years. Mm-hmm. So, and then the other thing, they're even getting concessions from sellers. They can do that. What do you call it?
2-1 buy down.
2-1 buy down, which is just fantastic. So they can get a 2-year low rate, and then by then, you were telling me, weren't you, that interest rates are supposed to kind of go back down again maybe in 2 years? Well, no one has a crystal ball. That's kind of what the experts are saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing from the experts, economists, the chief economist at National Association of Realtors.
Oh, wow.
But we are seeing that with our interest rates, they are higher than they have been, the last couple of years. But they were historically low, like unusually low.
Yeah. Yes.
And so we just got a little spoiled, I believe. And but one of the things that I always encourage buyers is that if you go, well, if they're going to go down, and we don't know if it's going to be 6 months or 24 months, but somewhere in that window, I would say. So you were asking me, what if a buyer says, well, I'll just wait. But the fact is that if you can afford the interest rate where they are now, the home prices are not going to be going backwards, is my understanding. They're going to appreciate at a slower pace.
Exactly.
But they're still going to be going up year over year.
Exactly.
Is that what you're seeing?
I am absolutely seeing that and hearing that instead of appreciating it 9 to maybe 20% like we've seen in the past year or two, it'll be single digits and probably around the 5%. So it's still going to be harder to get into home if you wait. You're going to be buying better if you can afford to get in now, and if you can get a seller concession, you can creatively buy down that rate for a couple of years until we find ourselves into lower rates again.
Yeah, and I do love that 2-1 buy down product, because it does give the seller offering a concession is able to then buy down the rate for the next couple of years, and then they will have the opportunity most likely to be able to refinance. And you can always refinance your rate, but you can't go back and pay less for the house.
Exactly. And would they be penalized to refinance, or will they have a free opportunity to do that after 2 years?
Yeah, I think one of the things that we're offering is a no-cost refinance.
No cost,
so there'll be
great.
nothing out of pocket,
That's
and
excellent.
so just give them a lower rate without it costing.
Yeah.
So it's a great
Excellent.
opportunity for them. But yeah, and also, what do you think about some of the buyers that maybe tried to buy, although none of yours, because you always get everybody under contract. But you know, some buyers out there, maybe they got a little weary with what you were describing. So,
Yeah.
you know, with now having fewer buyers out there and more homes, and not having to do everything that maybe the buyers had to do in the last, you know, couple of years, there may be an opportunity to buy now.
Yeah.
So, and especially first-time home buyers that may be renting, because they had a hard time competing with someone who's going to bring an extra $50,000 or $100,000 to the table.
Exactly. Those people that didn't have, I'm thinking of my son, and I'm told that the rental rates are going to be jumping up like 30% at least. If you
Wow.
buy or if you own, you're going to control your own destiny. And I'm hearing that it's cheaper to literally own in the payment. You can substantiate that than to rent, and it's going towards your equity. So like, you're right. I've never been one of those agents that writes 60 offers against something. I've actually taken some first-time home buyers to builders. Like we did one together for a new build, and you did a beautiful job. But that way, by the time they moved in and got done with the complete, you know, the home was completed, they had $50,000-$60,000 worth of equity instead of paying $50,000-$60,000 in a competing situation, which none of my first-time home buyers could stomach, and I don't blame them. Or maybe they didn't even have it. You know, they're 24,
Right.
25 years old. So I think now, if they've been holding off, now is the time for them to dip their feet back in and have a positive experience and not have it be so chaotic and stressful and expensive.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and I have a really cool tool that if you can give me the area that you're looking in, I can do a side-by-side comparison of how much you would spend on rent over the next 10 years versus how much you would spend on a mortgage over the next 10 years.
Oh, that's excellent.
Yeah.
I have a few buyers that would love to see that.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'll be
Yeah.
happy to put that together based on, you know, the area and forecast. So
Yeah, interesting. That's excellent.
That's a great tool to look at. Same with, you know, investment properties. You know, there's opportunity there as well. And I do have an investment analysis that will show you cash on cash, you know, for particular areas. So if you have any buyers that are looking to invest at this point.
That's good. Yeah, there's a few. So that would be excellent to see. I love those tools you always offer.
Oh, thanks.
It's good to see them in a graph form, that kind of thing.
Yeah, well, it's great to hear where things are, and it does sound like a great opportunity, you know, for buyers or sellers, honestly. But this time of year, seasonally, between now and the end of the year, tends to be a little better for buyers, and this year even more so.
I would
because
agree.
Of the change that we're seeing.
Definitely.
And so if you have any questions about any of these things that we're talking about, you know, Lorri and I love to work together. We'd love to help you and serve you. If you have any questions for Lorri or myself, please give us a call, and we'd love to be able to help you take advantage of this opportunity.
Absolutely.